Today's reading is Psalms 140 through 145. One of the qualities that stood out to the Lord about Abraham was his commitment to teaching his children and household to follow the ways of the Lord. Abraham's faith was not a private matter. It was not meant to end with him. He understood the importance of passing his knowledge of God on to future generations. He recognized that the next generation needed to learn what he knew. The psalmist echoes this idea. He writes, "One generation shall praise thy works to another and shall declare thy mighty acts." The responsibility to tell of God's works doesn't belong to a select few. It rests on every believer. If we have seen God move, then we must tell others. If we know His Word, we must open and share it. God has made Himself known in His Word, and we are stewards of that revelation. Now, the thought of sharing your faith can be intimidating. Talking to a stranger about Jesus is full of uncertainties. Will they reject me? Will I stumble over my words? What if they ask a question I can't answer? These fears are real, and they keep many Christians silent. But evangelism doesn't begin on a distant street corner. It starts in the living room. Missionary C.T. Studd once said, "The light that shines farthest shines brightest nearest at home." You don't need a passport to be a witness. You need a burden for those closest to you. The next generation of disciples may be sitting across the kitchen table or sleeping in the room down the hall. And notice what the psalmist says and what he doesn't say. He doesn't write, "One generation shall vaguely mention thy works to another," or "One generation shall reluctantly recite thy acts to another." No, he says, "One generation shall praise thy works to another." That word praise matters. Praise is joyful, heartfelt, and full of meaning. It speaks of gladness. It testifies with warmth and wonder. No one is interested in purchasing anything from a dull salesperson. Fortune 500 companies don't invest millions of dollars in lackluster advertisements. Potential buyers want to hear the positive aspects of a product. They want to understand how the product can improve their life. That's how we must speak of the Lord's works. Our children, churches, and communities need to hear of the Lord's faithfulness, not with disinterest, but with praise. They need to hear what He's done, how He saved you, answered your prayers. He's given you unexpected provisions and the unshakable peace He gives you. Beloved, this is how we disciple the next generation. We speak of His mighty acts, and in time they will too. One generation praises His works to another, and the testimony keeps going.